This is a What's the Story with Maria News live update.
Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? This week is extra exciting because we are on location, an undisclosed location. We're upstate somewhere. But we're here for a reason, a very good reason, and we'll let you know about that in a few minutes. Right now, I want to welcome everybody. It is Tuesday, April 5th. Wow. I'm not April, I'm sorry, August 5th. We're in the dead heat of summer, although this week has been beautiful. I'm so grateful because it was really bad a couple weeks ago, but all is well. So we want to welcome Leo. Do you have a promo that you were going to show? I'm not sure. Sometimes I forget about the promo, but I think you already did it. So we have Danielle, Alexandria. You already did the promo, right?
Yeah, we already did. We ran August 5th, not April's though.
Oh, I know. I'm all over the place. So
that's what
August
Campbell Duty.
That's what Campbell. And because when I posted that I was at camp this week, I said I'm channeling my inner Leo, and you warned me. You got to get your rest. You got to be ready and all that. So thank you, honey. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy has joined us. She says, "Happy Tuesday, happy August, Maria. Leo wants a story with Maria Crew." Danielle is our amazing friend. She is not just a nice Italian girl. She's a psychic, like a real psychic. Spiritual medium. She does past life regressions, spirit animal readings, and she is phenomenal. So if you want to get anything from Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, you go to that website, DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. Lori Towers has joined us. She is a bass player. She is all kinds of things. She plays bass. She is a press agent. She is a writer. She's a reviewer. She is a music historian. And she and her husband, John, who I'm sure is right there behind her, they run. Leo, why don't you tell everybody what they do on Wednesday nights?
They have a music program on Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU.org. Sheena's Jungle Room, Beneath the Underground. Last week was Eccentric Behavior. All the women rockers that we love and know that are actually in the oligarchy, which I have to say I'm a little naked. I'm a little naked tonight.
I know, and I left my Lori Towers chain at home.
I'll give you what, it's in the shower. So good news, I took a shower.
Oh, thank God, Leo. Because Leo is in the hills of the mountains of California up in Idlewild. John Pietero, there he is. That is Lori's husband. He is a reviewer. He's a jazz guy. He's a drummer, and he also is a music historian. And they have a
hunky historian
and a wonderful hunky historian, and my Italian brother in crime. So I love John and Lori. Thank you for joining us every week. Also, I spy Mel England.
I saw that. Hi, Mel.
I know. Mel England, I believe. Did he have a birthday this week? I think he did.
I think so.
So Mel is our friend, and he lives in Palm Beach, right?
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, thank you. Palm Springs, he's an actor. He is a writer, director, and just a wonderful human being. And he also is in New York quite a bit, so I see Mel a lot. So Mel, thanks for everything that you do and all the great people that you've sent our way. Now, I do want to remind everybody, we are in Leo season, not Leo Rodriguez season, but Leo astrological season. And what that means is a lot of our friends are Leos. Elliot Roth, April 10th, Lauren Muffson, April 9th, and they're both working with me on April 9th into April 10th at Brandy's Piano Bar. So come by and say happy birthday. And rumor has it, I might get a sheet cake.
Ooh.
I might get a sheet cake or I don't know, maybe cupcakes.
For those two, you have to.
Something, there's going to be a celebration, and we don't know what's going to happen.
So but, then Leo is the month of August, right?
Yes, that's Leo's August. The month. Now you were, now show that yet. It's a surprise.
Oh.
Yeah, that is our Mr. August. And guess what? He might be on tonight. Mr. August, yes. But he is fully dressed. And, he was thinking about maybe not being fully dressed, but he is fully dressed tonight. Okay, we're going to switch. So we're here on a mission, a wonderful mission, to spread the great word. I work for an amazing company foundation called Road Recovery that I love, and Susie Campanaro introduced me to, brought me into the fold, and I love the experience that I have, and I owe it all to my boss and the founder of Road Recovery. Here he is, drum roll, Gene Bowen. There he is, everybody.
All right, Maria. First, Maria, I have to kiss you.
Oh, I would love it.
And when I kiss Maria, I always smell her hair.
Isn't that
She
sweet?
has the most amazing
Oh,
smelling hair. So everybody out there, if you ever have a chance to smell her hair,
I love this.
just smell it. It
Listen,
is and soft and
I
silky,
have
and
more
just can
pictures.
never get
I
enough.
love you, Gene. I
and
love you.
someday
Gene.
I want to have some Maria sauce on because I have this idea.
Oh,
Hey,
well, listen, Gene's had my meatballs. He's
Anyway,
had my
anyway,
meatballs in the freezer and in real life. Let me just tell you something. I have more pictures of me and Gene, of Gene smelling my hair.
I love it. I love it.
It's a phenomenon.
It's the next calling.
But
it's after the
now
the pasta
everybody
sauce,
knows.
It's what she does to her.
And that's my boss.
Smell her.
But I love him. And I don't care.
HR approves.
Yes,
Totally
well, you're in
approves.
charge of HR, so that works.
Don't worry.
Now, here's the great news. Gene is not just a goofball and my boss, but he is an amazing guy that does amazing work. But before we talk to you about Road Recovery, there's a film that is coming out very soon. And Gene, I want you to tell everybody about the film, and then Leo's going to show a trailer.
So very quickly, so I was a tour manager. I have no creative juice in my bones as far as musical ability. I'm a nuts and bolts guy. I was a tour manager for many, many years. And one of the artists that I worked with for his, unfortunately, short career was Jeff Buckley. And so there's a documentary coming out this Friday called It's Never Over. And it's released on theaters on Friday, and then it'll be on HBO Max, so you can watch it at home. Anyway, and we're going to show this little trailer about it, and then it'll tie us back to Maria and the good folks we're sitting here with.
Okay, so Leo, feel free to roll that wonderful trailer that is It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley.
Come into my web.
How would you like your fans to think of you?
Just the music. Because when I'm dead, that's the only thing that'll be around.
I mean, he was literally the best singer I've ever heard.
This is our last goodbye. He was, and he's my favorite. On Easter vacation, I stayed with my father. He had a whole other family. No calls were returned.
He put his little hands on my face and said, "We're going to be okay, Mommy, right?"
What do you think you inherited from your father?
People who remember my father. Next question.
We were these two sensitive young souls who found each other.
Race was huge.
My main influences: love, anger, depression, and Zeppelin.
He made a first record no one else could come close to making. It's uncanny.
He already looks like Sinatra.
He got where he needed to go. I didn't want to be in his world if he didn't really want me there. He said, "I have to tell you something about me. I'm not going to last that long."
Where would you like to see yourself in 10 years?
I've been wrong, been completely ugly. I've been beautiful. I've been totally in love. I've been hideous. But I've never been dead.
Hey, Mama. She just said, I have some things I have to tell you.
Wow. So that is the trailer to a movie that is coming out this week. It's also going to be on HBO Max. So please look out for it. And there's other stuff I've been fortunate enough to see little clips that Gene is in. and it's very moving. Just bring a lot of Kleenex because you're not going to believe it. And if you knew anything about Jeff Buckley, you're really going to run to the theater or to watch it. If you don't know anything about Jeff Buckley, and you might be a young person that hasn't discovered him yet, you're going to fall in love with him and his music. And Gene was his manager.
I was his tour manager.
So Gene, why don't you start with that?
Yeah, so I became Jeff's tour manager at a time when I had a radical change in my life. I had gotten sober 2 years before, and when I met him, and it was about going back out in the road, back into what we call people, places, and things. But with the support of Jeff and management and Sony Entertainment, I ended up going on the road with a lot of support around me and did the Grace tour, his only tour. Jeff passed away in '97 while making the second record, Nothing, No Foul Play or anything. He was the type that just got his hands dirty in life and went swimming in an area of the Mississippi, a viaduct in the Mississippi, and didn't understand the dangers of it and just by accident drowned. There's no foul play. There's nothing involved in anything other than someone who just took life in. And anyway, as a result of that and the experience I had by the support I had with him and being very open about my lifestyle with people in my industry, and an idea came to mind, an inspiration, which then led to, in 1998, the launching of a nonprofit called Road Recovery, which is a nonprofit comprised of entertainment industry professionals who are open about their adversity and the solution that they live, and created a mentoring program that allows young people to learn healthy coping skills, communication skills, and life skills, all through a collaboration with professionals from the industry, again, who are open about what they've been through and elevating their voice and validating the voice of young people on the most professional level through live performances and recording projects. So out of that came an opportunity where the entertainment industry, music industry could give back to young people who were struggling. And really what it is we see ourselves in the eyes of the young people that we get to work with, and that we're very blessed to be able to work with. And along the way, and you'll meet some of the folks which is the power of we. This isn't about me. This is about a collective of people who have all come together with the singular goal to try to make a difference in other people's lives. But the mystery behind it is what we do for what we end up gaining, and the benefits and the blessings that we get in our own life is beyond profound. Well, one of those situations over the years, we've been doing this for 27 years since 1998, was we had a program in the Bronx, and along came this 17-year-old who came in and could play anything and just kept showing up week after week after week, and would just come in and say nothing and just appear behind the drum kit and just do it. Well, that young person became really a part of our family. And as time went on, and as he grew into his own being and really contributing and showing up, and it went from him for himself, but then he started to mentor his peers and the younger kids that were coming in. We saw something, we said, he needs to come into the fold, because young people speaking to young people, we're Charlie Brown's parents sometimes, wah, 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 wah. But young people talking to young people is without parallel. So his name is Ralph. And here's Ralph. So today, Ralph is a staff of Road Recovery. And he's been pulling the line with us. And where young people look at us as, ooh, kind of old, I don't want to talk to you, he's able to bridge those generations for us. So this is our brother. So please welcome Ralph. How y'all doing? He's also single. 23 and single. Oh, he's not. Sorry. Did I say that? He's out of circulation. Single in the mingle.
We just got him in trouble.
Yeah.
No, we got.
Sorry,
So Ralph, I want to ask you. I want to I've known you maybe 3 years now, right? And I noticed that you don't just play, you play drums, you play piano, keyboard, you play a little bass too, right?
Got some vocals. Yep.
Oh yeah, he does. And I am blown away. So how did you get from that shy kid to I think you're still shy, but how did you get from that shy kid that came to road recovery to where you are now?
I don't know, like just back then, like I was in a weird point in life, like I was always out there and so like extroverted. I was like, just so like out there, open to doing things, but I just never knew it would take like it would be to this point, like at 16, 17, I was a jack of all trades. I could pretty much do anything, play any sport, play any instrument, but I didn't really know how to fully like express it out there. I never really went to a program and sat behind no drum kit or no like guitar and like start playing with other people that did the same thing. So like when I was introduced to these guys, back in high school, like that was the path that I didn't know I was gonna take, and then just going down to that path of just being that student, just absorbing everything that was told to me. I never knew it would be full circle where I would be the one that would do the same thing with other kids. I never knew like I have so much connection with so much youth because like it's just like I don't know, it's just like a really emotional thing where like kids just bond with me like just instantaneously when it comes to like from programs to even church too. Like, like I'm so deeply rooted in church and just, helping kids, just express themselves there. So like just being that shy kid, but I was like that kind of shy, like I wasn't really used to just standing in front of a mic and just like reciting poems and like just playing in front of people, that was never, that was pretty foreign to me back then. Like I was just never used to that. But, through like Gene and through like just other people that was, there for me at that process, just helping me put myself out there. It really changed my life. Like every day I think about that, it really changed my life just from being that 17-year-old kid, just just being out there fully, and then like going down the line, just working with them behind the scenes. And these guys have some like history behind them. These are like not just the ordinary guys. Like you said, like Gene worked with Jeff Buckley. Like he worked with one of like legends, like really like legends. So the fact that they even started this program to really come back to the Bronx, and you know how the Bronx is. I'm born and raised in the Bronx. Born and raised in the boogie down. So like nothing was, like it's a pretty rough environment out there, like so. And I had people that didn't really have this outlet. So for me to even have this outlet, it's just like it's a blessing in disguise because I don't know where I would be, honestly, just to have all of this in general. Like, I didn't have friends that didn't have this outlet. They took their own path, and that path eventually led them to like just them being killed or just them being dead or them being behind bars. So just for me to even have this kind of outlet just to like give back to the youth, I want to do this myself, like start a nonprofit and do the same thing in my community because like we never had none of this growing up, and this was never in the back of my mind, just like being in the pro, like mentoring, like that was never even in my thought. Like I didn't know what I was even gonna do in the course of life. So that just just really being here, and like I be emotional about it sometimes too. I'm thinking like damn, like just having connection with like just kids, like that's the soft spot right there. Cause I want my sons and daughters to really, be that same kind of person. I'll teach them like, you don't have to be shy. You don't have to like not, be in a shell. Like just go for it. Cause like that's what life is. Like, like, there's no second, it's pretty much YOLO. So you just really gotta go for it. Just go for what you want to do. And like, you're your like, you have your own say, you have your own dictation of how you want to do things in life. So just really take that, just take the go for it. Honestly, like that's what I've been my whole entire life. Just take the go for it. Just just be that risk taker. Be the risk taker. Just be just be yourself. And just always be inclusive. Always have people like accompany you. Always be surrounded by the right people. Because they're saying the power of we. So and that's a really strong. That's a really potent saying. Like just be surrounded by people that are like-minded, just like you. So, you can't do it alone, honestly. It takes a village to build a community. So you can never do that alone. Always have people around you. That's the greatest lesson I learned, just having people around me just guide me the right outlet. And that's the reason why I'm even here just today, just just like doing what I love to do. And I didn't know like the love for me doing this, being a jack of all trades will grow so like strong. Like now I'm really out here just being out here posting on social media, posting what I love to do, and then having like this people like just follow through, and it's me inspiring people because people say I inspire them. I'm like, really, I really inspire you, and it really just makes me emotional, like to the point like just crying. But I'm like, just like wow, I'm just like wow, like I'm really glad to even be here today, like just as the man I am, and just it feels like a lifetime ago. Just 17, just like don't know what the heck I was gonna do. Just 16, 17, just being in a weird position in life. I'll say like that's like my turning phase in life, just 16, 17 years old, just in life, like unsure of like what life will have in store for me, and just like what God will really like take me towards just in the next like 7 years, in the next 6, 7, 8 years. So, you know, like I said again, just being here is really like I think about it every single day. It's just really like a huge blessing, and just to have these guys, you know, just do this all for us is truly amazing. And it's these people are one in a million. You can't find people like Gene, honestly, like Gene and Maria and then Russ, like you know, Static, Chris. You know, you can't find people like that. Just for them to be like these, they're so full of life, so full of life. And
thank you, Ralph. Ralph, how old are you now?
I'm 23 years old.
Okay, so that was 6 years ago, and a lot has happened in 6 years, right?
A lot. Oh my, so much has happened. It just feel like this a lifetime ago already. You know, it'll be a decade. It'll be a decade soon, and it's like that's how life is. Everything just happens in the blink of an eye. So yeah, that's you know like this is where we are right now. And
wow, Ralph, if we had written that, we couldn't have, I mean, if I had given Ralph a script, we couldn't have written it better. That was beautiful. That is Ralph. We're going to come back to him. Ralph, you made me cry here. Okay, enough with the crying. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. And I got to say something that moved me very much. Yesterday, we were setting up, or the day before, we all got here, and Static and Chris and Ralph were setting up the equipment. And then when it was set up, they were testing the equipment. And I hear this beautiful keyboard stuff happening. And I said, Ralph, that's beautiful. What is that? And he said, Thelonious Monk. Now, any musicians that are out there probably just held their breath, because Thelonious Monk is not something that you hear a 17-year-old playing or a 23-year-old playing. It's something that you know from way back when. And if you've been around, I know Lori and John know exactly what I'm talking about. That is deep, rich, beautiful music that you have to think about before you play, and your world has to open up to listen to. So Ralph, I just want to tell you, I love you. And I'm very impressed with you. And you're such a gorgeous, beautiful soul. We're going to come back to Ralph and Gene, but everybody give it up for Ralph. Wow. That was beautiful, Ralph. So now, equally as beautiful in a completely different way. I mean, he's not just my friend. He wasn't just exactly Leo. Leo's so intuitive. I know what he's doing. Yes, it's Mr. AKA Mr. August. Woo! Nothing but nothing but the apron calendar. He's not just the sexy, like he is. He's sexy. I can't, because he's healthy. He takes care of his body. Look at all the plants around him. He eats well. Tattoos. He plays the bass. He plays the drums. He plays the keyboard. He plays the guitar.
Give it to him.
And ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Mr. High. Oh no! Oh no!
You are not playing.
No.
Am I right? Am I right?
I hope it like.
Hey, take it easy.
Different flavors. Oh my God! She's gonna get jealous. Oh my God! All right. Well, listen. Next time, I'll tone down the good stuff, because I don't want to distract these guys. But so. You are wearing your Ed Hardy shirt, which we love, Ed Hardy. So thanks, Ed Hardy, for the shirts. He sent us a bunch of really great shirts. And we have a lot of wonderful people that we work with. Now, Christopher, how did you get started in road recovery?
First of all, yo, Ralph, that was incredible.
I know.
It was like that was beautiful, yo. Like,
I know. How do we?
That was real. That was
That
like
was-
the real hit and all like power of weed, brother. What? Okay. Anyway, so I got sober 5 years ago. Actually, I just got my 5-year chip.
Wow.
That's a great. The marbles. I got a bag of marbles. I got a bag of marbles from my brother Static, who you're gonna meet after I speak. And Static was my sponsor at the time when I first started getting sober, and things were kind of crazy. I was a lunatic when I first met Static. Thank God for meeting Static. And he brought me into road recovery. And I was trying to tell you about how many years we've come to camp. And this is the fourth year. Like 4 years we've been coming and meeting with these kids, and it's been absolutely incredible to watch these, because we see a lot of the same kids from the first year, and just to see them grow and be healthy from the year before, it's just such a
Right, and we
amazing
also work in the
experience.
city together.
We do.
We work at well, we work at different sites sometimes, and sometimes we're in the same site. And then we do shows, and all of us are together in some capacity.
You were at my first location,
Was
RTG.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
RTG
love
was
it.
my
That's
first
where I met
location.
Ralph.
Exactly.
At RTG.
So the first location I worked at was in the Bronx, RTG, and it was with Maria. I think it was at your first location.
Yeah, that was my second location.
Okay.
Because I
All
was
right.
at
So
Tuesday at the
I'll
center.
choose you already.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then that's where I met Ralph for the first time, and that was 4.5 years ago, because it was the same year that I would have went into the first camp. So it was earlier that year.
And now you have, were you a musician as a kid as well? Were you that kind of kid?
Yeah.
What was your first instrument?
My first instrument was a clarinet.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and I didn't really get along with it too well. And then I kind of didn't do much with music till I was 14. I was actually really into skateboarding. Like that was my main thing.
And you still skate. You still
until
skateboard.
until I was 14, and then when I was 14, I hurt myself, and then I just really kind of focused on playing drums.
And then when you picked up guitar, bass, I mean, you play everything. I've seen you.
Drums were my first and main thing, and then just kind of being around other real musicians, I guess. Is that the vibe of the drummer? The real musicians play string instruments and keyboards and all that kind of stuff. So no, just being around instruments, other instrumentalists, I just started like picking up things around, and just from listening to them. Being a drummer, you listen to a lot of other instruments.
Yeah.
You're like kind of in the center.
And what kind of music were you into as a kid? What was it rock? Was it punk? Was it folk? What was your thing?
Well, my mother was way into like the Beatles and like doo-wop music and R&B music, and that kind of was really what I listened to mostly. I got into, I guess, rock music and all that, but it was really like R&B and jazz.
Yeah, today you guys were playing like hours of jazz. It was incredible. And it was like so zen. We were kind of like, you were in the zone, and Gene and I were doing stuff around, and I was like, what am I listening to? This is so beautiful. But it's not just something that you just learn, that's like years of like immersing yourself in music, right? I mean, would you say jazz didn't come right away? Like same thing with Ralph. Like I'm blown away that you guys are so good at jazz, because to me that's like the ultimate. Would you say?
I think we have a lot of, especially what we all, the three of us, especially as we're playing, what we take from jazz mostly is the improvisational aspect of really just listening to one another and kind of building off of what each other is playing. Like even though we don't speak about it before we started, like what you heard today, that little jam thing we were doing, it was kind of, we were all kind of there in the exact same mindset when it started, and we just listened to where that builds from there. And I guess that's a really huge aspect of jazz that I kind of really like to bring into any style of music I play.
I love that. And you also teach, right? You teach like private lessons and stuff.
I don't teach
drum?
as much as I used to.
You work in the studio. I know.
I do a lot of like studio work. Just playing drums on people's records. I do some mixing stuff for people, like over Zoom and stuff like that. I do a lot of like programming and things for TV shows.
Look at this, Christopher Heinz drumming playlist.
There you go. That's a playlist I made of all different records that I play drums on.
Wow, I didn't even know that existed. Leo, how did you find that? Leo is incredible. I'm gonna look that up now. Hi, Bill Goppius Jones. Bill, I was talking about you earlier. He's the bass player. I bought you something today. I bought him the bass thongs. I'm not thongs. I'm sorry, tongs.
Whoa.
Bill, cool. Bill, I bought you something. I'm going to give it to you this week. It's a cooking thing, but it's a musical thing.
Oh, the tongs.
The tongs are a gift for Bill. I was talking about Bill. Okay. Well, so you can find Christopher. Usually where I am, Christopher and we hang out a lot together. We play a lot of music together, and we work together often. Somebody, and Susie's great friends with Chris as well. And now Lynn Portis is crazy about you because we did our show together. She loves you too. And so we'll be doing more stuff together, hopefully more shows. Now, somebody that I don't get to work with very often because he doesn't live around anymore as much, but he's an incredible musician. He also plays many, many instruments, and he is a fellow Italian. And these guys will attest that we're driving everybody crazy because we've been talking Italian. Anything Italian, mostly food, we've been yapping about for 3 days because we're all hanging out together. And you also do sound, and you musically direct. This is Static, everybody. Give it up for Static.
Smell the hair. Smell the hair. Smell the hair.
Oh my God, Gene.
Smell the hair. Future Mr. August.
Yes, actually, he and his girlfriend, if Kira is watching, I'm trying to get you guys to be Mr. and Mrs. August next year because I said, when is your anniversary, right? And he said August. I said, oh my God, August 9th. He and Kira, his beautiful girlfriend, are going to have to be Mr. and Mrs. August in the next.
It's her birthday too, August 7th.
What? That's incredible. All right, so lots going on in August. Now, Static, how long have you been working with Road Recovery?
So, well, first of all, hello and ciao.
Ciao, come stai? Come stai? Tutto bene?
Così.
Tutto a posto?
So, Road Recovery has a few parallels to my entire life. The first connection is the band I've been in since 2003 has a prior relationship with Jack Angie, and even some of the beginnings of Road Recovery. So I was always around Road Recovery once I was in the band, Hours. And when we were called to do something, we just ran and supported. And I started to see the magic and the power of what the power we actually, I didn't know what it was yet. And during that time, as much as I was open and willing and wanting to be there and knew we were doing the right thing, I was still internally going through my own stuff. At this point, I've been clean and sober since March 9th, 2012. Also realized I was sourcing the wrong medicine to treat something I didn't know I needed to treat, and was a later diagnosis of ADHD and autism. And so I was a swirl of fun. But once that changed, and I was always often got to be around Road Recovery and Jack and Jean, particularly at our shows, I remember going up to Jack Bookbinder, the co-founder of Road Recovery, and said, hey, I just celebrated 1 year. And he's looking at me and goes, I didn't even know. You got to come talk to the kids. And it was as simple as that. I trucked my butt into Manhattan. I lived in suburban New Jersey and went down to what it actually was, what Road Recovery does, getting together, bringing young people that may be facing any adversity. I realized my clean and sober story was its own thing, but the minute I got there, when I started talking about learning difficulties and not knowing how to express myself and feeling like a 4,000-year-old alien in a kid's body until I got a guitar and was like, sonic vibration feels like a voice, and I was able to express that way. I was sitting with the first group that I met in Road Recovery and kind of qualifying that story and connecting and then jamming and hearing their story. And I think it was like a few months to get a call from Gene. He's like, "You coming back from the road yet?" I'm like, "Yeah." "You want to come do a program?" And I did my first tracks program, as we call it, in Jamaica, Queens in 2013. And that's when I really understood, as formless as we could be, as in the moment, to help engage and bring out the experience of the young people as we could be, because expression is expression. It's not just music. It's not just dance. It's not just poetry. Like, it's honest expression. Within that formlessness, I realized it's all comes from the communication, sitting in a circle and saying, "How are you? What's going on?" Checking in and watching people just start to get more comfortable. And they got more comfortable because we got comfortable talking about what our day is like and what our life might be like. And then we immediately would turn that into like, "Well, so what do we want to do with that?" I'm like, you do this all the time, but we basically say it, and then all of a sudden this art shows up, or this expression, because it's all whatever I've had at this point, after being there a lot in these past years. I've had people in programs that they're really interested in the lighting board, and they express themselves on the lighting board. They're really interested in helping, and or performing or writing material for other people to perform. So it's just giving that space where people could just express themselves.
Absolutely. That's what I love about road recovery versus other things that I've worked on. I've loved everything that I've done, and I've appreciated it when I was there. But what I feel about road recovery is it's an evolution. I've evolved into something really powerful and magical, because what we do is, somebody said this, maybe it was you today, maybe it was Christopher or Gene, that we meet kids where they are. And I think it was Gene, or was it you? Somebody said it, and then we were talking about Susie, who also works. Susie brought me into road recovery, introduced me to Gene. And so what it was, they were talking about Susie and meeting kids where they were. And that's what we try to do. So sometimes there are kids that are very, very, very shy, extremely introverted. But one of us that's working with them can see that at that moment they're drawing something. "Oh, what are you drawing?" "Oh," and all of a sudden we realize they're really good. They're a wonderful artist. And Susie will take a picture of it and send it to Gene, and then we turn it into a flyer for our show or a slideshow. And that's the way they're represented. They may be the quietest kid in the room, but all of a sudden they're part of something bigger. And we keep saying the power of we, but that's like kind of our motto, and it really is true. And we write songs on the fly all the time. If they want to bring songs to us, we work on them together. Sometimes a kid is extremely quiet, but we get them going on the drums, and Christopher works with them and teaches them drums. I remember one special story, and Ralph, you remember this. David, who was one of our participants at RTG in the Bronx, was so painfully shy. But you worked with him, Chris, over and over, and eventually this kid was a great drummer. And then he learned to play bass. He brought bass in. So you also play many instruments. So how does that happen?
So it all started for me with the clarinet, and I was awful. So it really started with the guitar, and that was my main instrument. I felt like that I was able to express myself again. It was an immediate connection I always felt like I couldn't do because of the learning difficulties in school, never knowing what was going on. And a big part of it was when I played the guitar, I felt like I can do now. And it's interesting to ask this question right now because we lost a major artist. Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and he means everything to everyone in every way. But there was one particular thing. My mom loved Sabbath. I loved Ozzy. There's a lot of that in the world. But I watched an interview with him when I was young, talking about his dyslexia so openly and candidly, where people wouldn't even talk about that in the 80s and 90s. And I was like,
absolutely not.
I'm looking at someone that's larger in life. I'm like, well, I can then, especially if music is what I love. Like, I can do that. Might not be able to read and write well. Math is an issue right now, but I could do this music thing. So it was that openness of somebody else that I looked up to, just being able to so talk about it so calmly. And then getting to meet many people like that through my life. Anyway, guitar worked for me right away, joined lots of bands. Eventually, after high school, it's all I wanted to do, work in the music store. In that store, I met an amazing, talented multi-instrumentalist named Jimmy Necco from the band Hours. Shortly after that, joined a band that was around for a few years at that point. And that's been ever since. And now it's like I play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, and you also run the sound for a lot of things.
A lot of technical background stuff. But that was the gift of getting a clear mind and some extra time. Because before that, I felt like I was really kind of mediocre at my job. Wore the right clothes, showed up, played, but I didn't expand and grow. And the minute I made that change, where again moved the drugs and alcohol aside, found what I needed, which was not just moving aside, it was something within myself and reporting to a power greater than me, and allowing myself to learn. So I learned lots of things. I love the technical stuff because it's a form of support. It's not just that I like tinkering at knobs.
Right.
I found it as to be this duality of, if I'm doing sound for a band or young people as well with road recovery, I have a way to serve where I'm not now downstage, like holding the guitar doing this. I am now maybe side of the stage. You might not even know I'm there with my little lamp. And I really enjoy that duality. And I do that in many facets. I do it here with road recovery. I do it where I live now in South Carolina with young artists who are also looking for their voice differently. And any way I could be available.
And you're a Jersey guy, right?
Can't tell.
Yeah, I love it. So he is a local guy. And originally, right. And, it's just, I just love that we all kind of find each other where we are. And I think we were all in the right place at the right time, and we all contribute to each other's lives. Now, speaking of contributing to each other's lives, we have reached the section of the show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. It's called Go Ahead. It's the food section. So everybody at the count of three, we got to say, it's snack time, but you have to say, I know you do. It's the second section of our show called, we got to do it on 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, keep eating, watch. 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead,
keep eating. All right, so we are all staying in an Airbnb, and I have asked, because we've been kind of sort of going out to dinner, but some of us bring stuff in, but we all love snacks. So we are going to show our snacks.
Sure.
Well, I'm going to start with Christopher. Christopher is a healthy guy. And Chris, I want you to tell everybody what your snack that you brought to the table, literally.
My wife made me a to-go bag.
Your wife did that? That's kind of cute.
Yeah, it was bananas in there and some chips and stuff. But this is my little treat here. It's dark chocolate, sea salt, caramel.
I'm going to hold this up while you're talking about it.
I don't know who makes them.
They're incredible. They're incredible. So
you had them?
Yes. Look at this.
Go ahead.
Quality confections. They are. Go ahead. Keep eating.
Salt on them.
Oh my God. Well, I love salt and chocolate. Forget about it. So these, I got to say, I had one, and that's all you need. You don't have to keep eating it if it's good. Kind of hits the spot. And these guys are so healthy. Bananas. They have like yogurt in the morning. Not like me. But they're very, very healthy. And Static, what's your snack that you're bringing to the table?
So originally I was going to honor my mom with a snack because I had a banana and 2 apples in my hand. Her name is also Maria. But I also have someone in my life that loves me, Kira, who, since I do like cookies, but I have lots of food allergies at this point, I'm having my version of a chocolate chip that is gluten-free. It's free of everything, but not free of fun and flavor.
Oh, I love that.
I don't profess to be a vegan or non-dairy. I just really can't have gluten and certain inflammatories. But when she does not have dairy, so we try to find things we both could share.
Oh, I'm
here to share them with everybody else. It tastes pretty good.
It's called Partake. Yeah, these are the healthy snack guys.
Partake.
Yes, I love that. Now, we went to the supermarket the other day, and it was going to close in 10 minutes. So we literally ran in like nutbags. I was like, no, we can do this. And we all ran in, and we just went to where we wanted to get our stuff. Of course, I went to the chocolate-covered raisins because I love chocolate. I love salt and sugar. That's my thing. Classic. And these guys got so many healthy snacks. Now, you're going to be next because we're saving Ralph. Oh, you want to be last? Yeah, let's make Gene last. Okay. Now, this is my fault. This next thing is my fault. I ran to Ralph and I both love Oreos when I said, Ralph, you have no idea. They have these new Selena Gomez Oreos. And he goes, what? I never heard of them. What'd you say to me, Ralph?
Hey, I've never heard these before, like a Selena Gomez variation. I didn't think they would even have these.
And they're cinnamon.
Yeah, it's like a cinnamon flavored, and like I'm like an Oreo guy, right? I'm like a regular Oreo guy, like maybe they have like the coffee flavor, like birthday flavor Oreos, but they never had these. So I'm like, okay. So Maria just went to go buy these. So I'm like, okay, let me.
I said, try a few, Ralph. But I did what I did say was, Ralph, I'm giving you your first one, but you're gonna be hooked. And sure enough, Ralph, this is our.
How many? So you're hooked on Selena Gomez's cookie.
It's the third.
Yeah, I was gonna say this
Third one.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had
at the same time.
I had eggs,
scrambled eggs,
toast, and then Selena Gomez Oreos.
So what makes a Selena Gomez cookie different than a regular Oreo? What's the key?
It's just the flavoring, like this, like a cinnamon flavor, like on the cookies, and then the cream is like it's like a cinnamony kind of like it's like a hazelnut cinnamon kind of taste.
It's a special edition too, Ralph. So I hope they don't run out. I know.
The third one every got.
I like the color
It's the third.
Yes.
Yeah, the coloring is just
So I mean, I'm safe to say, Ralph, you can eat those, but calm down.
Calm down.
Selena Gomez song. Calm down.
Maria, does Selena Gomez remind you of a mole?
Oh, I love mole.
Does the Selena Gomez remind you of that with the cinnamon added in to the chocolate?
That's true. Leo makes a delicious mole. Leo is an incredible cook.
Really?
Yes, he is Mexican, so he makes like the most. He makes lots of great stuff, but Mexican food to die.
Back in my day when we had camp, guys, we used to have regular camp with everybody. We'd have their meals and stuff, but the counselors went back to we called it Hooverville because we were intense. And we would have like tri-tip, or we would have like big like steak and burger stuff and vegetables, tons of vegetables, because it wasn't usually part of it. And no, just regular, just that was our after a long day of teaching and working, we'd go back to our camp and cook up a storm.
But now Leo made me last year mole for Christmas and sent it. He mailed it. And I put one mole in the freezer and one mole I ate. It's unbelievable. This size. Unbelievable. Thank you, Leo, for sharing.
My favorite Oreos are the dark chocolate Oreos, though.
I like the double stuffed myself. Now, Lady Gaga had an Oreo for a while there. It was pink. Yes, I guess like Oreo gets a
I hate those tastes.
If you could make Oreos even better, what would you do? But Selena, so far, I think she's really. We're gonna have to calm down.
Calm down.
And we're talking about the confection, not the person.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I love her. Very cute. She's very sweet. Now, Jean, what do you? We're all laughing because we know this is so Jean. What? I said, everybody bring your snacks to the table. Jean, what did you bring?
Coffee. What? Coffee is it. Coffee is the secret to life. Success in life. But I will say this, that I have burnt out my prostate.
What?
But it's okay. There's a really great.
Why are we going down this road?
Because I start every day with a full pot of my own mixture. And also, if you go to roadrecovery.org, we joined forces with Fred Schneider from the B-52s and everybody who's involved with young people. And we created a song called Outer Space. And then Fred was into coffee and we're into coffee. So we created the Outer Space blend. So if you go to roadrecovery.org, you can purchase our own coffee brand. And when you read on the label, you'll be able to see Uranus.
What?
After you drink it, yes.
Excuse
The
me.
only one from prostate to coffee.
Yes.
Oh my God, this has gone
So
south.
coffee is it. The
Wow.
secret
Have
of
you
life.
guys? One of our camp rescues during my time in overnight camp was ghetto mochas, which was carnation hot chocolates and coffee and cheap creamer, and that was our ghetto mocha.
Wow.
I used to make something called a static charge on the road. I didn't name it. The bass player did at the time. I'm taking those creamer packs. So I would take the amaretto flavor, I put hot cocoa and coffee in a big cup. It would taste like one of those covered cherries.
Yep. Oh wow.
But it's cheap stuff. Got to be a cheap gas station.
It's got to be Getro all the way.
What, Christopher? What's one of your favorite foods if you're gonna like reward yourself after a show? What do you love? Like if you're like,
kind of food.
Anything.
Donuts,
What's like
straight up.
Donuts. I
Absolutely.
love that people know what they love.
Well, I mean, there's Moe's Donuts.
I love
in Grand
donuts,
Point,
too.
Which is like fire, and there's like Dunkin' Donuts. I think Dunkin' Donuts. All right, Ralph and I had Dunkin' Donuts on the way here.
See?
We did Munchkins. We ate the
Oh my
Munchkins.
God, I love the Munchkins. And you know,
Not anymore.
Sorted.
Not anymore.
no, I know,
Thanks to
maybe
Maria.
they might next.
Thanks to Maria.
Until they come out with Selena Gomez.
So I have a
they
good
might.
question.
I actually had.
She's got good marketing.
Now we have Billy Goffey has joined us. We talk. Hi, Billy. Gavin Ball. Hi, Gavin. Gavin is a new addition to the city. He's from Illinois, and he just moved here. He's going to AMDA. He's an amazing singer and actor, and it's a first-year freshman at AMDA. So welcome to the city, Gavin, and he's a lovely, lovely person. So nice to see you. Danielle, who is our spiritual medium, says Oreos are vegan. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's an interesting little phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. She loves the mint ones.
There's no like animal.
I love that.
Or no animal is harmed to make the Oreo.
There's nothing.
All right.
So I have a question for everybody, Maria.
Yeah,
I have
what
a
is
question for everybody. Well, we're going into cabaret season for me up here, and I'm remembering my camp days, and I'm remembering all the songs, all the music. And my theme this year is music is magic. I'm really gonna.
Oh, I love that
because it's so magical in all the different places. Like Thelonious Monk. What the hey? Oh my God!
I know.
You're a savant. Savant.
You're
You're a savant.
the future hero here.
I know.
But I want to say, so for the guys and for you, Maria, what has been in any of your camp memories your favorite magic moment with music and who you're working with? Is there anything that you can remember, stories of, the music or the song that somebody wrote that, brought them to
let's
be?
start with Chris. Let's go this way. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, last 2 years ago at camp, we had what was that song that we did? Was it the Oasis song that we did with that girl?
Linger.
Linger. That's Yeah.
Oh, you're in the Cranberries?
Yeah. So
I love it.
we had a girl who was really shy and she didn't really speak much like the entire week. And then right before we were about to perform, she came over and was like, "Actually, can you guys know that song Linger? Can we do Linger because it reminds me of my sister who's there, dedicated to me." Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like really incredible that she went from just not speaking to watching us do this thing, doing her own thing. And then right before the performance, she's like, and it kind of like brought the house down. Like it was a moment where like everyone in the audience, the entire camp was just quiet while she just sat there or stood there and sang with just the piano. It was really beautiful.
That's wonderful. I love that. And it's always those people to me that you don't even expect it from. That's a magical moment. How about you, Mr. Static?
So similar camp experience would have been the same year. There was one of the Camp Felix's junior mentors. He was in it for a while, and he was coming in, and he had such a warm, kind energy, and he was really laid back with a really deep voice. So he comes up, and this is important to say the deep voice part. He was playing guitar a lot. We were doing some guitar stuff. He's like, "Hey, that song, My Girl?" And I'm like, "Yeah, The Temptations." And he comes up to do the song, and he knows the whole song, so we play it. This is the kicker. That's amazing. But he comes back to when we do this recording outing with Camp Felix this last fall. He's a little older now, and he steps in and writes an entire verse to a song that has DMC on it and a bunch of other amazing youth from the founding.
Wow.
And they all collaborate together, but he walked in ready because of how he connected with us the year before. Because he saw what we did. That originally we were doing originals and writing lyrics, but he kind of came, so he came in ready to go, and he's the featured rapper on this song that we have. I forgot the name of it because I'm bad like that. I Am Love. I can tell you chords, everything about a song, the name, and through Rotocover you could find a song called I Am Love, featuring a lot of youth from Camp Felix.
Wow.
But the main verse, the meat of it, is this young gentleman. So I'm not going to name him because I don't know if I could, but he comes in ready, writing lyrics like in there.
Wow.
And then DMC's next to him, paying attention to his lyrics, which guided what DMC would eventually do because he really wanted to know what And I'm like,
That's
so
amazing.
it's the overall. I'm kind of a big picture person, talk too much.
Yeah,
so that's pretty much
no,
what happens.
I love this. I love this. And I
Beautiful.
knew that this show was going to be like this, that we would have so many stories and so much to say. Now, Ralph, how about for you? What was like a special camp moment?
I'll just say like recently, like we recently started doing the Pat Benatar song, and actually, we started doing the Pat Benatar song. Yes, actually, it was Maria's idea that we said we belong to we belong together. Yeah, we belong
Oh my
together.
God! Shut up! No way.
Yeah, for
I
real.
love that song.
Oh, for real. Actually, I actually grew up to Pat Benatar. I grew up to a lot of Cyndi Lauper, Pat Benatar. So yeah, like that song really hit home for me. So like, I just love singing like the chorus, like we belong together. Like
We belong to the light. We belong to the thunder. We belong to the. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like everybody would just start singing along. Everybody would just start singing along and like banging on the drums. They start banging on the drums. The kids would start banging on the drums, and then they will all start singing like word for word. So yeah, that's what really.
That was it. So what happened was the other day, it just came to me. I don't know why. I was thinking of that song and how beautiful it was. So what we're doing with this particular thing is we're teaching it to every group. And we have 4 different groups. And then, so some take to it and some, they're, but what's really beautiful is when you hear these little voices just start singing it. And this little boy today came up and said, could I write some like rap lyrics to it? We were like, of course. So he was the tiniest boy in the whole day, and little glasses, and he came right up and he goes, I'm gonna need paper. It's like, of course. So I gave him paper and a pen, and he just started scribbling. And I said, you can take that paper with you and the pen and finish it and bring it back tomorrow. So that was like a really special moment that I always love when the littlest guy in the room like has all that energy. It's with music, I find that it's different. With sports, sometimes it's the biggest kid. With music, sometimes it's the littlest one. And Keon, one of our friends, Keon, that was our student, it's that kind of thing. Now, we are at the end of our show. I'm going to have Mr. Gene Bowen wrap this up. Leo, I want to thank you for everything you do. Everybody,
Thank you guys for doing and keeping that. Thank you for keeping the kids alive and for doing what you're doing with them. I know how important it is.
Well,
I know what it's like to be there. And to all you guys, thank you so much. On behalf of adopted kids and kids that have been around, thank you very much.
So Leo does amazing work. And Leo was adopted himself. So
we gotta get with Leo, because Leo sounds like he's a lot like us.
Leo, you know, we have to collaborate. Now, I've been saying I'm channeling this week my inner Leo, because he does it, and he cooks and everything. He does amazing things. So I'm going to have Mr. Gene Bowen close us out. But I do want to thank everybody that comes to our show every week. My cousin Rena's here. I'm sorry to shout you out, honey. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Now, a lot of people watch the show on repeat. It goes into podcasts. You can catch our podcast anywhere podcasts are found. The show is called What's the Story with Maria. Leo created a website for us, what'sthestorywithmaria.com. And all the podcasts are right there. Or you can just go to our YouTube channel. I'm going to have Mr. Gene Bowen close out the night. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. And Gene, thank you for being such an easy guy to work for most of the time. Most of the time when he's not he's crazy. I love Gene. Gene's my pal. But Gene, how do you want to close out the night? You're a baby. Bro.
No, I just want to say that this isn't rocket science. It's really all about love, and it's giving people, it's validating people, and we all need to know for ourselves and for each other that we have value, and that's what the work is to show kids, young people, and ourselves that we are loved and there's love. And the one thing I learned from this journey of transformation in my life is that if I choose, I never have to be alone. And there's always people that want to help me. If I just put up my hand and I ask. So thank you all for listening. And
if you want to check out Road Recovery, they go to
roadrecovery.org
and see the beautiful work that Road Recovery does everywhere.
Together.
Together.
And it's all about the power of group.
And go and check out the Jeff Buckley movie. It's called
It's Never Over.
It's Never Over, apostrophe Jeff Buckley. It's going to be on HBO Max. It's at the Angelica already, I believe. This week. So now everybody get in the frame because we're going to say goodnight together. Oh, stop it. Stop it. He is adorable.
No.
I don't. Everybody get in the frame. Come on, Ralph. Get in there. Come on, Christopher. All right. We want to just tell you that we love and appreciate you. Come back and see us. This is Road Recovery. These are my pals. And thank you for everything that you do. And come back and check us out. Good night, everybody. Say good night, boys.
Good night.